Coin Truth Seekers. It is Tuesday, July 20th, 3:42 p.m. here in the Arizona desert. Let's look at what's going on. As we all know, yesterday was a hard day in the markets based on basically COVID FUD. They seem to be recovering. Same for the crypto market. It's not recovering as well. With that said, let's look at the B word, how institutions can embrace Bitcoin. This is going on tomorrow. Many think it's going to either pump or dump the market. I think it will do absolutely nothing. I think it will affect the market in no way because Elon Musk, I like him. I think he's a good guy, honestly. But I think the market is burnt out. The crypto market is burnt out on his influence via tweet. And I just think that the crypto market, like I say, is he has burned out the crypto market's good graces. Don't think the crypto market wants him to have an influence anymore. I think recently he did do a pro Doge tweet and it didn't even move the price whatsoever. So anyway, I think people are over Elon, at least for the immediate future. He has been a pain in the ass and nobody wants him to have an influence. I don't think this conference will have an influence. He's headlining it and that's my take on it. Cathie Wood, complete rock star, pro Bitcoin, wonderful. Jack Dorsey, yeah, let's yuck. All right. John Newberry, director of Brink. Adam Beck, co-founder and CEO of Blockstream. Lynn Alden, I know her, a complete rock star, technical analyst when it comes to the traditional and crypto markets, rock star. She's worth hearing what she has to say. Nick Carter, founding partner of Castle Island Ventures and co-founder of chairman of Coinmetrics. Interesting characters. We'll see what they have to say. Jack Dorsey, yuck. Elon Musk, interesting. I think he's a good guy, but I think his influence in the crypto market is over. So this conference, in my opinion, will absolutely have no effect on the price on the market action in any way. George over here at Cryptos R Us, he made a case this morning that there was he saw there was 79,000 plus Bitcoin moved to pro.coinbase.com, and you can see that over here, Crypto Quant. You can see these inflows, and you can see this massive one that we had in the morning. He was saying that deposit is what dumped the market. I'm not so sure. I think he alluded to it being sold spot, but I don't see spot trading volume on pro.coinbase.com that would show that. So here's the last 24 hours Bitcoin trading volume, 3.5 billion, and then we see 622 million on Coinbase. And I do believe this actually is referencing pro.coinbase.com or pro.coinbase.com and coinbase.com. But either way, I just don't, I'm not seeing 2.5 billion in trading volume there last 24 hours or even a billion. So I just don't really see that. I think we would, if it was sold spot, I think we'd see it here. And it just was not. So anyway, I like George. I think he's a smart guy. What do you think? Could just depositing $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin on pro.coinbase.com dump the market? I could see if it was sold, but I'm not seeing evidence of that. Sorry, my hooks where I'm measuring that may not be the most powerful and accurate, but I am measuring it. And like I say, here's my measurement, BitcoinTradingVolume.com. I'm not seeing even over a billion last 24 hours on pro.coinbase.com. I believe this does reference pro.coinbase.com, and I think coinbase.com also. Not seeing the volume. So I don't know, would just simply a deposit of 2.5 billion have made that difference? It is rather outlandish. It is rather huge compared to any other deposit we have seen since September of 2020. Anyway, what do you think? China. I'm just mentioning this because look at the flooding they're getting. This is recent. That's a street, now a river. These cars are floating down it. It's really, really heavy stuff. Look at this guy. He's in his car. Look at that. And he's like, oh my God, oh crap. This is heavy stuff. Look at that. Wow. And note the proud Kleenex he has there on his dash. That is scary stuff. They are pulling people out of the subways. As you can see, this lady was rescued out of the subway. Kind of go back a little bit. You actually see they're literally yanking people out of the subway that are drowning. This is absolutely terrifying. I reference this here. Look at this. So you see this subway? They're in the subway. You can see how high that water is. Now I'll stop it right here. Look outside. Look how high the water is outside. I mean, this is heavy stuff. It's a disaster in China and many cities. Over the weekend, we had two dams fail. You can kind of see there's one of them. Here's the other one getting ready to fail. There it fails. It just gets worse. Eventually, you can see it there. I mean, another view of that dam or a different one. You can see where this highway gets washed away. You can see a community which is flooded, another highway that got washed away. I mean, it is really, really heavy stuff. So China, hope all things work out for you over there. The Three Gorges Dam has definitely been tested recently, and there's been some seismic activity in the area. Anyway, just mentioning this because, the mainstream media in this country tends to, I don't know, they concern themselves with absolutely bullshit and nothing. And I just think that we should know about this. This is really sad. And I mean, the same thing is happening in Belgium, in Germany, many countries. We're seeing some massive flooding. So for everybody who's, being flooded out there, best wishes. It's really heavy stuff. MicroStrategy is the biggest holder of Bitcoin when it comes to public companies, and it makes me wonder. Look at a Capital Group here. They bought 12% of MicroStrategy shares. Could it be that the whales are having a hard time with liquidity when it comes to the massive OTC buys they want to do? I think that there's a liquidity crisis for the OTC whales. And so could it be that they're buying? So here you go. MicroStrategy says, look, we bought a lot of Bitcoin. We're going to continue buying Bitcoin. And so since maybe big whales can't get the Bitcoin that they want right now, OTC, they're just buying shares in MicroStrategy. Could MicroStrategy kind of be an ETF, kind of like a MBTC, a pseudo ETF? So you have MBTC, MicroStrategy BTC. Could it be that they are acting as, like I say, an ETF for Bitcoin for the whales who can't get the massive amounts they want OTC anymore? Just a thought. It's my theory, but I think it's true. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but that's my take. What do you think? Indian Delta variant rips through the U.S. Well, the FUD is being cranked up for COVID once again. And look at these two glorious human beings who have teamed up for a $41 million purchase of COVID testing company. Could that allegedly be just wild speculation, kind of a form of insider trading? Maybe the same people who are kind of pushing this FUD, who make it happen behind the scenes, are like buying this company to make lots of money. Well, anyway, my take on it here is this: don't let Satan ejaculate into your bloodstream. Gigi Young, They Need You. This is an amazing 10-minute video where she talks about these kind of beings actually being outright parasites, and her take on getting the jab. Basically, she feels the same as I do. Don't let Satan ejaculate into your bloodstream. But she puts it phenomenally well, and I think this video is badass, worth watching. It's the only thing I linked over at bitcoindailyview.com for today's news, and I think it's worth a watch if you are of the spiritual slant. Vast majority of institutions will own crypto by 2026. A study by Fidelity says, well, I do believe that is the case, but why would you wait for 2026? Talk about moving slow and missing the boat. All right, Grayscale now has an index for DeFi, and coins like Uniswap, like SushiSwap are in it. These little exchanges that many people were laughing at, and many of us, like I can tell you, like Uniswap, who were buying like SHIB way early in the game. We definitely know those massive, ETH fees, gas fees for buying crypto there, but we did, and we're doing well. So I'm telling you, Uniswap and SushiSwap, who would have thought not too long ago that these would be part of an index on Grayscale? All right. New MasterCard is announcing Circle Pay and Paxos Global and Evolve Bank as partners in a pilot project for card holders, not card hodlers, card holders to pay merchants using crypto. Interesting stuff. I can dig it. Now, I mean, the Crypto.com card has been doing this for quite a while. I know Coinbase, I think, has a card out now. BlockFi's got one out. I'm on the waiting list for that one. I'm getting close. Anyway, I think it'd be hard to beat Crypto.com on this one. Definitely an affiliate link for that over at bitcoindailyview.com. But regardless, I think the one doing it best right now is Crypto.com as far as this goes. Crypto to fiat, to card. But really, I love this integration that I'm seeing here. I think that is shows strong adoption. Now, traditional market S&P 500 on top here, green day. Dow in the middle, green day. Russell 2000 on the bottom, green day. Definitely the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000 are doing really strong. Dow is just holding on to that little bit of a green candle, but that's good enough. So market recovery after yesterday's COVID FUD. Gold and silver, just starting a green candle now, but in general, today was a red candle for them. DXY, green. DXY is doing good. Dollar strength index is strong. Bitcoin spot trading volume last 24 hours was 13 billion on Binance, up 20%. Futures 51 billion, up 20% basically. Like I say, when we see futures at like 75 plus and at least like 30 or 50 billion in spot trading on Binance, that's when I think we definitely can say that we're back in the money. Until then, the market's kind of sideways. I'll refresh this here, and like I say, I'm really with George's analysis. I like where he's coming from. We definitely did have this deposit, this inflow of 79,000 Bitcoin to pro.coinbase.com, but he alluded to it being sold in the spot market. You can listen to it if you want. I think that's what he said. I listened to it twice, and I believe he was saying that, or alluding to it, or maybe I just misunderstood it. But if this was sold spot, if it was, then I'm pretty sure we would have seen it here, because this does represent, I do believe, pro.coinbase and Coinbase. So we're only seeing 622 million. So that's nowhere near, 2.5 billion or even a billion. So I don't quite think there was a sell-off. I think it got moved there. So all I really see proof of is that a deposit happened. Would that deposit have dumped the market? I'm not sure. What do you think? 3.5 billion in trading volume for just Bitcoin alone last 24 hours. 1.9 billion of that on Binance, and 622 million of that on Coinbase. So anyway, I don't see the big spot sell on Coinbase that George was mentioning, but we do see the deposit. Is that enough to dump the market? I don't know. Shorts have been going down the last couple days, a slight uptick today, but in general, they've kind of stopped and they're going sideways. On the daily chart for Bitcoin, below the 200 white one and the 314, the blue one there, these two moving averages, the 200 and 314, just simple moving averages, we're below both, below the 314. That's not very positive. RSI continues to go down, and the daily MACD is negative and widening. So basically, that is going to be a lot of downwards pressure on Bitcoin. So a lot of downwards pressure. I don't see it really perking up too much, even though the MACD on the daily is quite the lagging indicator. I think until we at least see that starting to turn positive, I think we are looking at serious downward pressure. You can see yesterday we had our bit of sideways action after we dumped, and now we had another dump. Now we're seeing more sideways action. So it's nice if Bitcoin does dump, it does hold that sideways action. And if you look at both these, after that dump, you can see this kind of slight, desire to perk back up both times here. You can kind of see that upwards trend slightly. So I mean, basically, Bitcoin it's been getting manipulated, it's been getting dumped, but it does hit once it dumps. Within a couple minutes, it does its dump, and then it basically holds sideways with a slight upwards trend. Can't beat that. But still, I think we are in a tizzy. I mean, I couldn't tell you what Bitcoin's doing other than the chart right now is weak and it recently dumped. Ethereum, it's kind of doing what Bitcoin's doing. This is a 15-minute chart. I was watching to see if it would challenge that 200 moving average, and it really has not yet, although it's working on it. Looking at a 45-minute chart, honestly, it looks a lot like Bitcoin. Ethereum's starting to dump towards the end of the day here. Is Bitcoin doing the same? Yeah, it is. Really, guys, I myself, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but unless we dump a good deal further and it's a clear gain, I'm not going to hedge in any further. I made my small hedge ins in the low 30s, and I'm happy with that. I knew it could drop lower. So myself personally, I'm just going to let this ride. Like I say, um, I'm really waiting for the confirmed uptrend to get back in at around 41, 42K. But if we do dump a good deal, like 28K, 27K, 25K, well, yeah, then I'll be happy doing a little bit of dollar cost averaging back in with the money that I hedged out when this dump began. All right, like I say, Ethereum not looking too hot. This is a cool one by Jordan over at on the Bitcoin Daily View chat. He's not really there anymore because it wasn't cool enough for him. Well, actually, it wasn't secure enough for him. A man with a past like his must stay mysterious. But with that said, this is a 4-hour chart for Ethereum. He makes a great case for this, so we shall see what happens. In general, I think we did break below this this support. Anyway, nice little chart, but I would throw it in there. With that said, BitcoinDailyView.com, always got more for you there. A bit of a low energy day. I'm glad to see the traditional markets recovering a bit. I'm glad to see at least Bitcoin is hanging sideways. I'm sad to see that maybe the globalists are going to push the COVID bullshit again. But with that said, it definitely did, dump the market yesterday, but it has not continued to dump the market. So just like Bitcoin dumped with the market the day before and today, it did hold us sideways with a slight uptick, if you ask me. Traditional market, it did dump for a day. Now it's recovering. So anyway, maybe the scam isn't going to stick this time. Anyway, with that said, remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit banker and other, let's see where are they at here, and other pieces of shit cry. So take care. You matter. Thanks for being part of the peaceful revolution, and I will talk to you tomorrow.